crore rupees in 2023-24. This jump reflects the global acceptability of Bharat's defense products and technologies and that huge market that awaits our goods and services, especially from defense. Meanwhile, automobile exports from Bharat have increased by 15.5% year-on-year in the June quarter. Exports of passenger vehicles rose by 19%, while two-wheeler exports saw a 17% increase. Analysts have expressed optimism about the growth in exports, noting that it indicates a recovery in that sector. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's set up debate number one, conversation number one here on this edition of The Right Stand. How much more will there be denials? A medieval-era structure in Madhya Pradesh's Dhar district finds itself in the midst of an existential crisis. A structure that functions both as a temple and also now as a mosque is headed for a solution via the courts. And the courts are the ones who had actually ordered for a survey, a proper survey by the Archaeological Survey of India. The ASI, in the conclusion of its report, said, based on scientific investigations, survey and archaeological excavations conducted, based on sculptures and inscriptions, it can be said that the existing structure was made from parts of earlier temples. The report also said that as human and animal figures are not permitted in mosque at many places, such images have been chiseled out or defaced. The report also says that while the ASI studied Arabic and Persian inscriptions at the site, the ones in Sanskrit and Prakrit are much older, indicating that engravers of the Sanskrit and Prakrit inscriptions occupied this place earlier. It's the brief findings of this document run into about 9 pages, ladies and gentlemen, and we've got that. There are 51 points, each of them based on the stone, structure, the platform, everything, and also all the four sides in terms of the directions define what the Bhojshala actually is, the true nature, the original nature. And here, in this case, ladies and gentlemen, the Places of Worship Act 1991 does not actually apply because this is a heritage monument and it comes under the Archaeological Survey of India. The ASI studied a total of 94 scriptures, sculptural fragments, and also architectural members with sculptural depiction. Sculptures of 4 armed deities were carved on windows, pillars and beams used in the existing structure. Images carved on these included Ganesh, Brahma with his consorts, Narasimha, Bhairava, gods and goddesses, human and animal figures. Now here's what that 2000-page report said. The brief findings are just the last 9 pages that we've got in front of us, which is a summary. Now, what does it say? Let's look at some of these points one by one. Sanskrit and Prakrit inscriptions were damaged or perhaps reused. Pillars of pre-existing temple reused for the purpose of a mosque. Remains of sculptures of Ganesh and other Hindu gods have been found there. Hindu gods, remains of 94 sculptures found during investigation. Images of Ganesh, Brahma and other gods and goddesses also present. Human and animal figures were chiseled out or defaced. Pre-existing structure dates back to the Paramara dynasty. Sarvabhauma or Bhoja, Raja Bhoja of the Paramar dynasty. The ASI began the survey on the 22nd of March 2024 with a team of a dozen members accompanied by senior police and district administration officials. Now these findings giving a fillip to the Hindu petitioners in this entire matter. Why? Because the Hindu community considers Bhojshala a 11th century monument as a temple of Vagdevi, while Muslim side calls it the Kamal Mola Mosque. For the last 21 years, under an arrangement made back in 2003, Hindus are allowed to worship in the Bhojshala on Tuesdays, while Muslims are allowed to offer namaz at the place on Fridays. The Hindu Front for Justice, the petitioner in the case, challenged this arrangement before the High Court to end that practice. Some core principles here apply. Vishnu Shankar Jain, Advocate Supreme Court with us. Adil Hassan, spokesperson AIMIM, joining us at just a moment. First, going across to Vishnu Shankar Jain. Vishnu Jain, namaste. Thank you for your time. Now, please tell us, what does the ASI findings actually allow you to go and submit in front of the court? How convincing or clinching is this?
See, the most important finding of the ASI in my mind is paragraph 50 of this report, wherein the ASI has gone on to say, and I quote, there is an inscription which is found in this particular area, which goes to show that there was a pre-existing temple which was demolished. And what is the ASI saying? I am quoting, the brave man reached from center of religion in this old monastery with crowd of people together, destroyed the effigies of idols, made this temple into mosque violently. This is not me who is saying, this is the report of the ASI. Apart from that, ASI has given a report that the pillars were pillars of Hindu temple, and the deities which were there in these pillars, they were defaced, mutilated, and they were used to convert it into a so-called mosque. ASI has also gone to say that there was a pre-existing temple which was of Hindu temple. One very important feature of the ASI is that ASI has found an inscription in this place which says Sharda Sadan. Sharda is you can say a different name for Ma Saraswati. So Sharda Sadan has also been found. There are many inscriptions and pillars which have been found to show that yes, this particular area was of a Hindu temple. Apart from that, very important feature is that we have found 31 coins. Apart from that, 94 sculptures have been found. During the survey, various idols of Hindu deities have been found. And this entire premise shows that this was a premise of a Hindu temple, which is illegally used as a mosque. And as you rightly told in your opening statement, that against this arrangement of 7th of April 2003, we had challenged it before the Indore High Court with the perspective and with the legal research that the religious character of this place is of a Hindu temple and it cannot be used as a mosque. Because if the religious character, because under the ASI Act section 16 says that you cannot do anything inconsistent with the religious character of a premise. So the religious character of this premise is of a Hindu temple, and against the religious character, Anand, let me say with lot of sense of responsibility, you would have not seen an order like this in this country, where in the same place a person is offering puja and in the same place another party is offering namaz. Either it's a mosque or a temple. And that's why we went before the Honorable Indore High Court. After hearing both the sides, the ASI was given this task to ascertain that what is the religious character of this premises in question. And today I am very, very happy and grateful to the Archaeological Survey of India that after detailed scientific study, the truth of Bhojshala is out.
Right. Vishnu Jain, you refer to paragraph 50 of this entire brief findings. We've got that. It says verses 17-18 of the inscription of the Khilji king Mahmud Shah, dated to AH 859 or 1455 CE. This is the 15th century, ladies and gentlemen, 1455 CE, and fixed on the gateway of the tomb of Abdullah Shah Changal at Dhar. Epigraphia Indo-Muslimica 1909-10 mentions, this brave man reached from center of religion in this old monastery with crowd of people together, then destroyed the effigies of idols and made this temple into a mosque violently. This is what the inscription says on the pillar, and it says gateway of the tomb of Abdullah Shah Changal. On that itself, it actually glorifies what he has done. It glorifies the fact that he forcefully, violently made this temple into mosque violently, and more importantly, destroyed the effigies of idols. So this whole aspect of celebrating those who violently converted another place of worship into a place of Islamic worship. But Vishnu Shankar Jain, in paragraph number 42, it says that large inscription fixed in eastern colonnade contains two poems in Prakrit language consisting 109 stanzas each. The first of them is called the colophon or Avni Kurmasatam. Now in this, further down, it actually dates this whole era into about 1094 or 1133 CE. That's paragraph number 48. Inscription refers to King Naravarman, ruled between 1094 to 1133 CE. So this is about the 11th century and 12th century. So more than 300 years before this happens, 1455 CE. But it also says that there are other engraved fine-grained basalt in the Nagari script dated to the 13th century CE. So does that mean that as continuing generations of the Parmar dynasty, the Bhojshala kept getting expansions and modifications? Is that fair to say? Does this ASI report also say that?
See, Anand, very rightly you have pointed out. One more paragraph I wanted to point out, that is paragraph number 43, which is very, very important.
Yeah.
It says these inscriptions start with the invocation of gods such as Om Saraswate Nama
and Om Namah Shivaya.
Where
Va-
is it found? In which mosque
Yeah,
it is found?
Vagdevi herself is the goddess of the tongue, goddess of speech. That is
And please see
Saraswati.
paragraph 36.
Yeah.
Please see paragraph 36. It says images carved on these include
Yeah,
Ganesh, Brahma,
paragraph
with
36.
the consorts of Narsimha, Bhairav, god and goddesses, human and animal figures. Images of animals in different mediums include lion, elephant, horse, dog, monkey, snake, dog, swan, and bird. Mythical and composite figures include variety of human face, lion face, composite face, vyala of different shapes, etc.
Yeah.
This is mentioned in paragraph 36. So our case is that this is not a place of a mosque. This is a premise of a Hindu temple. So therefore, the Archaeological Survey of India, by passing the order of 7th of April 2003, was doing things which were inconsistent with its character.
Right. I've got Adil Hassan, Shahid Ali advocate, Adil Hassan of the AIMIM, and Desh Ratan Nigam, political analyst and lawyer also joining us. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Adil Hassan, how would you respond to the ASI findings and something which is there evident for everybody? Now the ASI also confirming it, that the actual religious character of this heritage monument has been Hindu, or it has not been Islamic. It was not Islamic, it was non-Islamic. And there is a verse, the inscription says, destroyed the effigies of idol and made this temple into mosque violently. This is an inscription at the gate itself, and it goes back to 1455 CE. Yes, Adil.
My thing is that Supreme Court also rejected ASI report in Babri Masjid case. What is new that AIC, everybody knows that ASI is under government of India. Why every time BJP creates all these things? Because BJP have to focus on Ayodhya. What is happening in Ayodhya? No, everybody knows. But BJP knows Hindu, Muslim, and Vishnu Jain is expert in this. He have all the time for this Hindu, Muslim. Who ASI is directly under control the BJP government. Everybody, we will approach to the Honorable High Court, Supreme Court. We have all the way to go. But everybody knows in the Babri Masjid case, BJP, the Honorable Supreme Court categorically told that it was no sign of temple was there. It was, the judgment is on Astha. Everybody knows the reality. So what is the new in that?
Now, one minute, Adil Hussain, 1 minute. One minute. The Supreme Court judgment said it did not conclusively prove that it was a Ram temple or it was Ram Janmabhoomi.
Yes,
or
it is clear. Yes.
आप बोल रहे थे, अब मेरे को the Supreme Court,
Supreme Court categorically
1 minute,
told this.
the ASI report, Supreme Court judgment also took into consideration the ASI report, which said that the temple found
No.
1 minute. The temple.
Supreme
1
Court
minute.
judgment was not
The
on
final
ASI
judgment
report.
quote. The final judgment quoted the findings of the fact that there were temples, and there was an inscription says, "Here lies the king who draws his lineage from the Ikshvakus," and that he has the various avatars of Vishnu till Ram were also quoted, and those figurines were present there, and that the nature of the structure there was un-Islamic. Un-Islamic, and the nature of the structure was
Supreme
very
Court in
clearly
Babri Masjid
Hindu
case,
or Vaishnav. Sir,
brother.
in this case, 1 minute. In this case, Adil Hussain,
See.
1 minute, Adil Hussain, मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ. In this case, there is an inscription. Forget what BJP is doing. Forget what Vishnu Shankar Jain is doing. If you and me go to Bhojshala today, on any day, time of your choosing, there is a gateway to the tomb of Abdullah Shah Changal, on which the inscription very clearly says that this man destroyed a temple, destroyed idols, and converted a temple into a mosque violently. What would you like to say to that?
See, everybody knows in Babri Masjid judgment, ASI report was totally rejected by Honorable Supreme Court. We will approach to the Honorable High Court.
What
Supreme
would you
Court.
like
What
to
is,
say?
We know ASI
What would you
is
like to
directly
say?
under the BJP
What would you like to
government.
say
Every
to a current
officers are becoming
present
puppet
inscription
before the BJP
for
government?
the last 900 years, since 1455 to 2024, there is an inscription there which says that this man, Mahmud Shah Changal, Abdullah Shah Changal, destroyed the effigies of idols, made this temple into a mosque violently.
Sir, I can also there are several, see, there are several temples that were earlier Buddhist temple. Now they are not at the Buddhist temple. It is changed. You want to go in the history? You want to create the environment of fear?
No.
You want to create the environment of hatred in the country?
No. Who's creating?
There are many temples in the present
Who is
scenario in
creating?
India,
Who is
which was
creating
earlier
the
a
environment?
Buddhist
Adil
temple.
Hassan. When there is a inscription which clearly says
go
that
what
this
Mr.
man
Sudarshan
converted
said,
a
what
temple
Mr.
forcefully by
Mohan Bhagat
destroying
told.
effigies and idols, and the fact is where there is worship of another kind, where
we
there is
have
worship,
in
there
this
cannot be
country,
prayer.
Mr.
That
Anchor.
itself is mandated in the text and
Mr.
scriptures
Anchor.
of Islam.
See,
In
just
the
listen to me.
text and scriptures
Just
of
listen
Islam,
to me.
can
Just
you
listen
are
to
you
me,
allowed
please.
are you allowed
Just-
to go ahead and offer prayer where it is which
Let me
which
speak.
belongs to a
Let
place
me
belongs to
speak.
another place? Secondly, how is it possible
Let me
that
speak,
the
please.
same place where there are prayers offered on Friday in terms of under the tenets of Islam, puja is offered on Tuesdays under the tenets of Hindu scriptures and Sanatan? Is that allowed? Is that allowed
you
as
are
per the
worrying about who
as per
allowed? Why
Islamic?
not you
Is
See,
that allowed as per
see.
Islamic norms? Please tell me.
Let me speak.
Ji.
Let me speak. It's up to the Supreme Court of India to decide the final verdict. TV studio are not supposed to give the verdict. My
where
concern
am I
is
giving
that there
any
are
verdict?
many
I am
temples
asking you
in the
three
country
questions
which
which you have
was
not
earlier
answered,
Buddhist
sir.
temple.
Three questions which I am asking
No,
with
I am
respect to
answering
Bhojshala. You are
categorically.
not
There are
answering.
many temples
Three
presently
questions.
which are earlier
Sir,
Buddhist temples.
sir,
You
let-
want to go in the history?
No, so take it
You
out.
want to
Go
create
to the
the
court.
environment of fear,
Take
you
it
want
out.
to
Go to
create
the
the
court. The very
environment of
ASI which
hatred.
you are rubbishing today, get the court to mandate the ASI to go
ASI
and
is
do
directly under
surveys
the
there.
control of BJP.
Let
It
them
is
go
the
ahead. Let
puppet of
them.
BJP.
Arre, you are saying everything,
BJP
Adil
have
Hassan.
no agenda except Mandir Masjid.
Adil Hassan, you can say.
BJP have no agenda
You can't
except
say.
Mandir Masjid. Only hatred because
No, well
it-
tried.
the
Well
government,
tried, sir.
the
Three
Janta
questions
gave
that I
the
have asked
verdict
you.
in Badrinath, in Ayodhya. You will get its result very soon. Don't worry.
1 minute, sir. 1 minute. You can resort to rhetoric if you are confused, confounded, and you are attempting to confuse, confound
No,
me
it's
and the
not
viewer.
rhetoric.
No, you're
It is
rhetoric.
reality. I am
Secondly,
talking the
sir,
reality of
the
the
Lok
country.
Sabha seat,
Hindu
is
Muslim will
called.
not work now.
1 minute.
You carry
Factually
on.
wrong. Factually wrong. The assembly seat of Ayodhya was not lost. The Lok Sabha seat of Faizabad, which is a combination of 5 constituencies,
Lok
was
Sabha
lost.
seat,
So
brother,
today,
Lok Sabha,
when
you
you
lost
had
whole
when
Ayodhya.
they wanted to reword Faizabad to Sri Ayodhya, you had a problem and you
What
went to
about
court saying
Badrinath?
don't do it. Now suddenly Ayodhya assembly constituency becomes
What about
Faizabad Lok
Badrinath
Sabha
then?
constituency for you. That's first, economical with the truth.
What
My
about
second
Badrinath
question,
then?
it is inscribed on the tomb of Abdullah Shah Changal at Dhar, at Bhojshala. Even today, right now, you and me can go and check. And it says that this man destroyed the effigies of idols, made this temple into a mosque violently. What do you say to that? That's
Let
my
the
second
con-
question. You
let
didn't
the
ask.
verdict of
You didn't
court
answer
comes.
that
You
question.
want to-
Third
what
question,
is the-
sir.
what is the-
Is
what
it
is the use of
possible
worship
for
act
namaz
then?
to be offered at
What
the
is the
same
use of
place
worship act?
where puja is done 3 days
अरे
before namaz is offered?
1991 का place of worship act का क्या है?
Sir, 1991. Again, fourth question that you are asking me again, again wrong about facts. The 1991
want
places
the
of worship,
hatred, you want the
places of
bloodshed,
places
you
of
want the
worship
hatred in
act.
the
Sir,
country, you want
do you
the
want it, sir?
bloodshed to
If you
come
don't
out.
want it, then why don't you give back what you're not supposed, what is not
No, no,
supposed to be,
you
what
and-
you're not
you
supposed to?
and
What is a
BJP
temple? Is a temple,
has
sir?
a
It was
core
destroyed
agenda of
violently,
hatred.
converted into a mosque. That's what the inscription says. I am asking you,
Achha,
sir.
who
The
was
fourth
Rana
point.
Sangha? Then ask
Places,
Mr. Manoj,
places
Mr.
of
Jain, who
places
was
of
Rana
worship
Sangha?
act 1991, sir, omits and leaves out all those
Just ask
sites
Mr.
which
Jain, who was
are
Rana
deemed
Sangha then?
national heritage monuments under the Archaeological
You want
Survey
to
and
go in
come
the
under the
history?
Archaeological Survey of India. So, sir, Bhojshala is a national heritage monument,
You
comes
want
under
to-
the
you want
Archaeological
to
Survey
go
of
in the
India.
history?
It does not come under Places of Worship
This-
Act 1991.
My dear
So, sir,
uncle, you
five
want to
questions,
go in the
five
history of
questions,
the
5
country,
points.
You want to play
Sir,
with the blood?
no, sir. Rhetoric is all right. Let's talk
You
facts.
want to- you
Let's
want
talk
the hatred,
information.
you
Let's
want the
talk
fear
facts. Let's talk
atmosphere.
reality. And if you are trying to look away from reality
We are
because you are
talking
not
of fact.
prepared or I have
Just
caught
ask
you,
who was Rana Sangha. There are
then
many
that is your
temples
problem, sir. 1
which
minute.
was earlier Buddhist
Will-
temple.
will-
I can challenge you.
Sir,
You
go
want
to
to
the
discuss
court, sir.
everything
Go to the
like that.
court.
You want to
Go
bring
to the
hatred in
court.
country?
Go to the court. Call for ASI. I don't think there is any
What about the worship
Hindu
places of
entity
worship
or
act
any
then?
person or any Buddhist person, if he believes that this
about
used to
the
be a
places of
vihara and not
worship
a
act?
temple, we'd like the vihara back. The Hindu Samaj, if it is proven right, will say go ahead and please take it because we don't have a problem. But you don't have a problem with an inscription there which you can go ahead and read saying this man, and it's celebrating this man. Vishnu Shankar Jain. Before I go to Shahid Ali and Deshratan Nigam, Vishnu Shankar Jain.
And one more very important I want to draw your attention. Paragraph number 26.
Yeah.
It is very, very shocking and painful. What does it say? Images carved on previous structure, pillars, pilasters, beams, windows were
26.
chopped off to reuse them into the present structure. In the large number of large size inscriptions in Sanskrit and Prakrit were damaged and reused. These large slabs of fine quality of stones were reused in floor or veneering of the walls by chiseling written surfaces. A number of inscriptions belonging to pre-existing structure have been noticed and copied from the existing structure. So the report is very, very clear, and this is not just a report, Anand. From naked eyes, it is very, very clear, which you are showing on your screen, that this is a part of Vedic gallery, this is a part of Hindu structure, and this has been wrongly given a shape of a mosque. So this is our plight. The Vedic gallery which you are showing, and it's the report of the SI that on all these pillars the Hindu idols were there, they were defaced and mutilated.
Okay.
So I'm asking which kind of Mr. My friend from AIMIM, Adil Hassan, is saying that I'm saying Mandir Masjid. This is not the point, sir. You are using my temple as a mosque. For Bhojshala, so many people have.
My simple point here is Vishnu Shankar Jain is a Jain, and he is fighting this case. You have called him a Hindutvawadi, and you have called him an agent of the BJP, all of that. But you have not been able to factually respond to me on 4 or 5 queries. Let me try with...
No, I am responding.
No. Let
Mr.
me try.
Anand, let me speak.
Let me ask you, Adil Hassan. A place where namaz is offered, can any other form of prayer or worship be done? Or a place where worship or puja is done, can that place 3 days later namaz be offered? Is it permissible as per the tenets of Islam? Adil Hassan.
See, Mr. Anand, I am in front of you, in front of camera. I am telling that we don't let the court decide. Let the court give its verdict. Why you are giving all the judgment on ASI report?
No, but the court gave its
ASI is directly under control of Cultural Ministry and Government of India. We know what the BJP agenda is.
Court gave its verdict on
in the
case of alimony, sir. The court gave its verdict on it in the case of alimony. At that time, why did you say that I am going to go only by Islam? Right now you are saying you will go by court. At that time you said you will go by Islam. The court gave its verdict. The court gave its verdict on a lot of issues where you said no, I am going to hold on to my personal law and my faith. So I am asking you, does your faith, respectfully, I am respectfully asking you, sir, does your faith allow you to perform namaz where there is puja being performed? Does your faith allow you to desecrate a place of worship and go ahead and make it a place of ibadat? I am asking you, sir, does Islam इसकी इजाजत देता है कि नहीं? उसका जवाब आप दे नहीं रहे. Court उसका फैसला करेगा. And just the other day, sir, you were saying, and the AIMIM leaders were saying as members of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, that the court does not understand Islamic personal law and Islam. So when it suits you, the court understands. When it suits you, the court doesn't understand. मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ ना, मैंने आपसे पूछा कि क्या
आपकी सरकार कुछ भी करा सकती है,
मेरी सरकार नहीं है सर,
सरकार आपका पुलिस आपका सिस्टम आपका,
मैं तो ये पूछ रहा हूँ कि इस्लाम किसकी इजाजत दे सकता है सर? इस्लाम क्या इजाजत देता है कि जहाँ पूजा होती है वहाँ नमाज पढ़ी? क्या जो जगह मंदिर, जो जगह मंगलवार को मंदिर है, क्या वो शुक्रवार को मस्जिद हो सकती है? दूसरी बात सर, जहाँ पहले ही इबादत या प्रेयर हो रहा है किसी भी तरीके का, उसको तोड़ करके आप कुछ और बना सकते हैं. Shahid Ali.
Mr. Anand.
1 minute, Adil ji. Shahid Ali.
Mr. Anand, first of all, I would like to say that the report has not been proven before the court as per law. So please do not presume the same to be true and correct or the gospel truth. So you have been giving finding, presuming the report to be true and correct. So your questions, all questions are based on the fact that as the report is true and correct. Undoubtedly, no namaz can be performed at a place where the deities or the gods or anybody's photos.
Where there is puja happening.
Now this has to be seen.
Yeah, where there is puja. But Shahid Ali,
whether the report is
every day, every week, sir, on Tuesdays there is puja and Friday. That's the agreement. where Tuesday there is puja and Friday there is namaz offered.
Sir,
And the ASI report says that they
I
would
will
stop
come
their
to that.
study.
Don't worry, I will
They,
come to
they,
that.
they would
Now,
stop their
let
study
me
when
give me-
puja is
let me
happening.
give
They
me
would
my
stop their
comments on
study
the
when,
report.
yes, go ahead please.
Sir, you
when
have
namaz
been
is happening.
saying
Go
that
ahead.
the report has come and you have shown the report to the public at large.
Yes.
By way of saying that the report is true and correct. Whether
No,
the
sir.
report has been finalized,
I have not said
whether
the
the report
report
has
is
been
true and
tested
correct.
before the honorable courts,
The report is
whether the
what
report has
suggests-
been tested on such a stone of cross-examination.
my point is,
That
sir,
is only the report, and we
Okay.
don't know whether the same is manufactured.
are you
or
trying
not.
to say that there is
For
no
last
tomb of
22
Abdullah Shah
years,
Changal at Dhar?
the worship is
Are you
being
trying to
done
say
in the
that there is no
premises.
gateway of Abdullah
And
Shah
that is
Changal
not-
at Dhar?
that is
Are you
not
trying to say
a
that
small
there is no
premises.
verse that claims
If
the
in one
same,
part
that
of
here
the
lies the man
premises,
who
namaz is
violently
offered on
destroyed
Friday,
idols and converted a
and
temple
in
to mosque?
on-
Please, let's go together and
What
check
you
it,
are
sir.
saying, Mr. Anand, is this the way of conducting the debate? Once I am giving answers and you have been putting again questions. So please allow me to say something. Allow me to answer.
Yeah.
If I am not giving answer as per your wisdom or as per your likeness, then it does not mean that you will start speaking in between. Now your question is simply, Cedar, on the basis of a report, you have been saying whether namaz is allowed at a particular place where there are the pictures or the photos of deities and gods. This is your question. My answer to this is that the report has not been proven before the Honorable Court. The report has not seen the light of the day. The report is manufactured, the report is manipulated. We don't know. That will be proved as per law before the Honorable Court as and when the finding would come. Whatever would be the finding, that will be agreeable, that will be obeyed and complied with by everyone. Whether they are the Hindus, they are the Muslims. So all citizens and not even the citizens, even the persons, everybody will abide with the report, with the direction of the Honorable Court. This is one aspect. The other aspect is that whether this is right or not to perform namaz on Tuesday, on Friday, and to perform this puja on Tuesday. That has been ordered by Honorable Court. So you have been raising a question upon the wisdom of Honorable Court. Can you?
Sir, that was a settlement.
Can you
reached-
raise the
1
question
minute. That was
upon
a-
the wisdom of Honorable Court? I am
that-
putting a
that-
question
that
to you.
was a-
Sir.
that was a settlement reached by the
Sir,
two
my-
parties.
my- my-
point
my
is,
suggestion
my
to
point
you
is
is
when the
please
Honorable Court
do not
decided
raise
in
such
favor of the
questions which
favor
may-
of the
which
Muslim
may be
Mahila and said
proving
that
to be-
alimony must be paid and Guzara Bhatta must be paid, then
you
why
have
why
been-
why
sir,
are
you have
why are
said-
why are
sir, you
Muslim
have
entities
said
saying
that
this
is
is
an
against
agreement
Islam?
both the court and the
At
court
that
has
time is
ordered
the rule of the Honorable Court or the verdict of the Honorable Court being respected? Is the verdict of the Honorable Court being respected? No, so are you? Why are you questioning the wisdom of the Honorable Court? The wisdom of the Honorable Court. No, sir. Right now, Mr. Adil Hassan questioned the wisdom of the Honorable Court by labeling the ASI. By the ASI which was mandated, the ASI which was mandated, the ASI which was mandated to conduct the report was labeled and questioned. So who questioned the wisdom of the Honorable Court? Deshratan Nigam. Who is the person who is questioning the wisdom of the Honorable Court? Who is the person who is questioning the wisdom of the scriptures that define that no place of worship should be defiled or destroyed? Is that not mandated as per the scriptures of Islam itself, sir? And is it possible, sir, that where there is worship at the same prayers, there is prayer of two separate faiths who are polarized with each other? And can the ASI manufacture an inscription that is more than nearly 900 years old on the tomb of Abdullah Shah Changal?
Yes, Anand, let me tell you, the scientific survey was a multidisciplinary one using GPR, GPS and deep penetrative radar studies, and those technology cannot distinguish between Hindu and Muslims. They are very objective and scientific, and therefore the survey which has come is to a naked eye also, and even anybody who can visit there and can clearly make out. This is the politics of convenience, that you deny sometimes and rely on Islam, and sometimes you do not rely on Islam, and therefore this convenience has to be given up. Now, secondly, people talk about Places of Worship Act, and you've rightly pointed out that under the Places of Worship Act, there is an exception in Section 4 itself, which says if the site or the monument is covered under the Ancient Monuments and Sites of the Ancient Monuments and Ancient Sites Act of 1958, that is an exception. Places of Worship Act will not apply. And what is the definition of ancient monument in that particular act? Is that any of this ancient monument in 1958 is more than 100 years old, it is an ancient monument, and therefore it is not covered under Places of Worship Act. This clear exception is given, but people will not admit it. People will not accept that position. Now, coming to this particular site, as pointed out Vishnu Shankar Jain and you also, paragraph after paragraph and visible to a naked eye. You can hide a history for a while, but it has its own way of coming out. Stones speak. The language of stones is such that it can demolish any narrative, fake narrative, which is being peddled and, brought in front of the people on account of appeasement or narrative. So it is very clear.
So the language of stones, the inscriptions are 900 years old. Then who here does not want samrasta, and who here does not want ekta? Who here has not said that something that has been destroyed, defiled, and taken away violently?
हमारा ही कसूर निकलेगा.
Sir, all of these emotional statements are okay.
तुम ही मुंसिफ.
पत्थर बोलेंगे.
सब कुछ तो प्रेस ही हो गया ना आज की डेट में.
अरे भाई आप जाके देख लीजिए.
You are not willing, Mr. Shahid Ali. You are not willing, Mr. Shahid Ali, to respect the wisdom of the court, to respect the wisdom of your own brains, and also believe your own eyes. It's all there in Dhar. Go and see Abdullah Shah Changal and his tomb and the inscription. You can carbon date it. If you don't want to carbon date it, you can go back and look at the age of the basaltic age of the stones. 900 years ago it has been inscribed that this is what it said. Destroyed the effigies of idols, made this temple into mosque violently. My simple question is, sir, my simple question is, Shahid Ali, does Islam allow conversion of a temple into a mosque violently? Does Islam allow the conversion of a temple into a mosque violently?
Sir, I am asking you.
Does Islam allow,
about
sir?
the law of land?
Does Islam allow, sir?
Do you have courage?
Does Islam allow, sir? If you have courage, say it, sir. If you have courage, say it, sir. If you have courage, say it, sir. If you have courage, then say it here, sir, that the AIM PLB is wrong to challenge the decision of the two-judge bench of the Supreme Court, which allowed alimony to the Muslim woman. Say it. Don't challenge it then. If you respect the court, right? You respect the wisdom of the court, then respect it. Respect the wisdom of the court when it said that you cannot insist on making hijab mandatory in classrooms. Respect the wisdom of the court. Respect the constitution and say the constitution says men and women in this country are equal, all religions are equal, and all persons are equal under the eye of law. And that's why the common civil code is part of the directive principles. Say, I respect the constitution and this is what should happen. And sir, say, I respect Islam and please ask me this question and answer this question. Does Islam allow the violent destruction of temple to create a mosque? Does Islam allow this, sir?
No, absolutely not.
It doesn't, sir. So in this inscription, it is said that this man destroyed idols, effigies of idols, and made this temple into a mosque violently. If this is what this is chronicled, then should there be prayer at this place? I leave you to that wisdom based on your own answer. I leave you to your wisdom and the wisdom of those who are trying to hold on to this act of violence, which is against the very scriptures that they claim to defend. That's what I'm saying. I've got to wind up, sir. I've got to wind up. When we come back, sir, we got a big to our viewers. We got a big exclusive coming through. Amrullah Saleh speaks to us here at CNN News 18. We broke this news first in 2023 and it's now been confirmed. Al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri was killed with the help of an insider from the Taliban back in 2021. CNN News 18 had reported this. We had put this out very clearly, and now the truth unravels. It was from within that he was betrayed. Stay with us.